Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the In Wheel Time talk show. Coming up, author John Brooks talks about his new book, Le Mans, the official history, 2000 to 2009. Later in Jeff's car culture, Jeff has 10 easiest cars to work on. And Mr. Mars has a review of the new Chrysler Pacifica. Howdy to you and welcome. Along with Mike out of this world Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Saturday morning for our live broadcast. If you're listening on a podcast, we thank you for that too. We just thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Kind of thank
being you.
And don't go changing it to try to please me. There is that. Well, let's just get right to it, shall we? Our guest this hour is author John Brooks, who's talking to us from a little place just outside of London called Esher. And John, it's great to have you with us as the sun goes down there just outside of London.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege.
Well, so are you a well-known author out there in Great Britain?
Not really. This is my first book as such.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I have written a couple of other things for wealthy people who want books about themselves racing.
Well, I can see that you've got all of the chapters right behind you there in the bookshelf.
Yeah. In Wheel Time's going to be next.
Yeah, In Wheel Time. And we'll take up the bottom shelf on that one. But at any rate, so my first question is, Le Mans, the official history, 2000 to 2009. Now, Le Mans has gone on as long as I think I've been alive. Am I mistaken?
1923 it kicked off.
That was the year I was born.
Yes,
Yeah, and then before that, in 1906, they had the first ever Grand Prix on a circuit, rather than a race between two towns or cities. But that wasn't near where the current circuit is. It was out to the east of the track. I think it took like 2 days and 14 hours or something. So they have a big history of motoring in Le Mans.
Well, before you joined us, I was talking to my partners here on the show. I said, there's something that's always been appealing to me about the cars themselves. And I assume it's been a while, but I assume that it's still open top sports car racing, basically.
Sadly, no. The last of the open tops disappeared in 16, 17.
Why?
Safety. In 2012, Audi made the jump from 2011, Audi made the jump from open-top cars like the R8 that dominated prototypes in the period covered in my first half of my book, and they shifted to a closed cockpit, partly because of regulations on tyre changes, partly because the power was cut back, so aerodynamics became more and more important if you were going to maintain the speed. And in many ways, it was a very fortunate change because during the race in 2011, both Alan McNish and Mike Rockenfeller had massive accidents. McNish landed on the roof on the barriers just past the Dunlop Bridge, and Rockenfeller had some massive accident, ended up in the trees in the night. And they both stepped out and walked away. Okay, they went to the medical centre for a bit of a check. But had they been open cars, we might have been repeating what happened to Paul Michele Alboreto in 2001.
So they went in the right direction. And I guess the point that I was going to make is the fact that, boy, isn't that dangerous to have an open top car with today's speeds? Who are the manufacturers of the cars? Engines, chassis, that sort of thing today?
Today, you're asking a historian here.
From your book, from
from
2009, that's close enough. That's close
okay.
enough to today.
That started with, shall we say, Audi dipped a toe in the water in 1999, and they ran an open car and a closed car, and they came to the conclusion the open was a much better option, which is a bit unfair on the closed car because the whole thing was thrown together in a matter of months. And in the end, the theories and the design of the closed car, the R8C, set off the train of thought that ended up with the Bentley, which was a closed car. But it's a lot easier to change drivers, a lot easier with problems with when it's wet or humid. There's no windscreen to keep clean or keep clear. You didn't need to carry an air conditioning unit. However, the rules gradually pointed in that direction. They reduced the amount of power, etc. And that was going on even during the second half of the book period. Peugeot came with a diesel to chase Audi's diesel, and they ran a closed car. And while they only enjoyed one win at Le Mans, they beat Audi in quite a number of the other races. But Audi had a lot of very, very good people, but not just drivers, but the engine guys, the chassis guys, the mechanics, Reinhold Jost's team. Also, there was a considerable American contribution as well from Champion Racing down in Florida. So I must admit, I too think that the open-top cars look better in some ways, and but things move on, and we can't afford to have accidents where people are injured or worse. So that's how it's come about now.
John, let me ask you this: why the time frame from 2000 and 2009? Was that something that you had a passion for, or was it a request?
Well,
how did you get to that time frame?
You might notice there's a number of books here, and there's a marvelous chap called Quentin Spurring, who had edited Autosport for 20 years and then set up his own magazine called Race Car Engineering, which is probably the top magazine dealing with technical stuff. And he decided one day that he was going to do a history of Le Mans. So he contacted the Automobile Club de l'Ouest and persuaded them. He got them to answer, which is quite amazing. Normally they don't bother if it's come from across the channel, but obviously Quentin was more influential than me. And he did 23, 29, 30, 39, 49, 59, 60, 69, etc., all the way to 1999. And he completed that in 2014. Then, unfortunately, his wife developed a nasty condition. And being the gentleman that he always was and still is, he decided that was it. He was going to stop, and his wife would be his focus from then on. As I said, a proper gentleman. And then somebody else had the book for a number of years. I won't say who it was. And they didn't turn anything in. And the publisher, Evro, and the saintly publisher, director, Mark Hughes, eventually lost his patience with this chap and somehow gave me the job.
Huh.
I've been involved with a book for the GT side of things. Stefan Rettel, who runs the World Championship for GT cars, GT3, and he did a book to celebrate 25 years in business. And somehow or other, I got asked to do an essay, and Mark rather liked it, thought the style was okay. I have to say, I was quaking in my boots when I finally signed the contract, because how do you follow someone like Quentin Spurring?
Well, obviously, somebody thought that you were okay to carry on.
Willing to take the torch?
Yeah, one thing you learn. I mean, I now understand why the other guy didn't manage to turn things in. He writes for about 10 magazines. He's running and racing all over the world. He just didn't have the time. It makes me wonder how the guys like Clementaski, who held down a senior executive position at Ford, managed to turn out the amazing books he did and still does. I saw him a couple of weeks ago in London at the RAC Book of the Year Award, which he won one of the categories, at 91. I mean, it's quite amazing.
Oh my God! It gives all of us hope.
Yeah.
Well, it does. It does. You should talk to him as well. He's an Evro publisher. I mean, he's just turned out a 3-volume thing on supercharging and turbocharging, and it's several hundred pages long, and you'd need a supercharged engine to lift the thing. But,
John, are you married?
I think I am.
I was going to say, because I was going to say, your wife is probably going to go, and you're writing what? Yeah, and you really are delving into turbocharging and supercharging. Way to go, John.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I chose not to do that. I mean, I had an advantage over a lot of people in that I took all the pictures in the book.
So that helps.
And that kind of leads into my next question. Is this one of those books that I want to buy for a Christmas present for somebody?
I think you should buy dozens of copies, frankly.
Exactly.
One of the things that I love about British folks is their sense of humor, and I've always been attracted to that, and you seem to fit the bill quite well.
Well, we have a lot to laugh about here. Laugh or cry.
Beats the cry.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I think
right.
given my interest in America, and I do have an interest in America, there's plenty to laugh about and cry there as well.
Lord,
but having said that, I got very lucky. I was an accountant till 97. And then I was doing so much traveling around the world doing photography that the chairman of the design agency I worked for in London said, I think you should do it full time. The downside, of course, is no new BMW every 4 or 5 months. There was nobody to pay the expenses. Quite often you didn't get paid by the clients, or maybe it was just the rogues that saw me coming. So I got kind of lucky, though, in that I did manage to stagger on financially long enough to make it. And then in the decade following the one I've written about, I actually ended up doing PR and making a film. But in the 2000s, the early 2000s, I got lucky and ended up doing the American Le Mans series. Didn't cover every race, but the vast majority from 99 through to 2001. So I got to know North America reasonably well. And then I wrote for a number of websites, like Speed Hunters or Driving Line, and they were sponsored by Electronic Arts or a tire company, Nito Tire. So you knew the money would come in each month.
And you also know that we fit right underneath all of those famous and wonderful companies that you have worked for. Mm-hmm. And now you can brag about the fact that you have appeared live on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Yeah. You're going to be getting calls from all over
the globe.
The next city.
Yeah. The next city.
Yeah.
There's that.
I'm sure. Yeah, well, I'm sure. But I mean, I've been lucky in that I got given the opportunity. I've been put forward for a couple of awards. I didn't win them, but even being selected is an honour.
You bet. You bet.
We've got the Guild of Motoring Writers over here, and they've got their dinner up at the RAC Club in Pall Mall on Thursday. So I'm one of the 3 there. Unfortunately, one of the others I understand is Mr. Carl Ludvigsen and his huge book on turbocharging and supercharging.
Yes, yeah. Your wife is a big fan of his.
Yeah, yes. Fortunately for you and for me, my wife's at work currently. So
Yes, exactly. Who are these heathens that you're talking to over there in the United
well,
States?
quite.
John, so let me ask you, where is the book available? Can we get it on Amazon?
I believe so. I'm not sure who's distributing it in the States. It took an awful long. The book was originally printed in India, and then took a hell of a long time to get to the UK, 3 months or something, because you've got to go round the south of Africa now rather than through the Suez Canal for various reasons, which we won't go near. And then I believe there was some delay in getting the books over to North America. They've only recently arrived.
Well, I think that our Jeff Zekin here probably had something to do with them coming from India. He is in touch with his cousin over there. Remember, cousin?
Remember? No, we're not going to mention that cousin.
Okay. There's that.
We've taken that cousin out of the family.
Yeah, that's it, from India. John, it's great to talk to you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Say hey to the Crown family for us.
Yes, please do. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. That's kind of like the lost cousin that Jeff has over in India, one of those kind, yeah. But at any rate, it's a real pleasure to talk to you. The book is called Le Mans, The Official History, 2000 to 2009. Again, the author's name is John Brooks. This is going to be a picture book as well, John.
Yep.
And people love to put those out on the coffee table, especially at Christmas. Look what I got for Christmas. Yeah. Especially book collectors and automobile freaks like us.
Quite. Well, anyway, thank you so much for your time.
Anytime. And, hey, give us a call. Let us know what you're doing, will you?
Sure will. I've got a few ideas to put to you.
Well, good.
Great.
And we're gonna take the trip around the Horn of Africa.
Okay.
John, we appreciate you, sir. Take care of yourself. Just ahead, Jeff's Car Culture. Plus, Mars reviews the Chrysler Pacifica after this break here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Stay with us.
The Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition 2025 happens Saturday, December 13th from 8 to 11 a.m. and you'll want to be a part of it. Tailpipes and Tacos is the cruise-in everyone wants to attend, and the Christmas edition is extra special. Donate an unwrapped new toy and help yourself to a free Loopy Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be adult beverages available for purchase too. And don't forget your ride. Just cruise in and you're automatically registered to compete for one of 3 famous Chili Pepper trophies: Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition will be held Saturday, December 13th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, located at 703 West Grand Parkway, just south of the Katy Freeway in Katy. Oh, and don't forget to bring the kids. There'll be special trophies and goodie bags for them too. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition 25, Saturday, December 13th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex at 703 West Grand Parkway in Katy. Bring a toy, get a free breakfast taco, and enjoy the camaraderie. In Real Time will be there too. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists.
To join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday for our live show about all things automotive. Next week, we're going to be out at the Gulf Coast Auto Shield World Headquarters. It's over there on the South Sam Houston Tollway, Beltway 8, for some of those that are not familiar with it. And it's just going to be a little bit south, because that's where the freeway and the Beltway interchange. Yeah, just a little bit south there by about a mile or two. So look it up.
It's right there where the freeway does this.
Yeah. On a good day.
Kind of like that.
Day.
Yeah, when traffic does move.
Yeah.
Thank you, Morris, for that. He went to school for that.
I think
I did.
he used to be a hula dancer. He was a hula dancer in college, I think.
That's a hoolie dancer.
Huli Hut. I played there.
I know you have.
Yeah.
I visited there.
Yeah.
All right. Time now on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show for Jeff's Car Culture. The easiest cars to work on.
Yeah, modern cars. So if you're at home and you're a shade tree mechanic or a home mechanic and you want simple things to fix on the vehicle or maintain, by choosing the right brand and model, you can ensure most of the work can be done without visiting a repair shop. I say most, so you're gonna have to take that in for certain things. So the first one we're talking about is a Toyota Corolla. May very well have been one of the most popular cars ever sold in the United States. Because of the popularity, you'll never have trouble finding the parts that you need.
Yes.
And the engine is easy to access because they use a timing chain rather than a belt. Maintenance is even easier. The best thing for the Corolla is known for driving hundreds of thousands of miles without any major malfunctions. Even if the body eventually wears out, the engine can keep going strong only with motor repairs. So there you go. Keep that in mind for the next one. Kia Rio. I didn't think of this one, but it's a popular subcompact car that spent a lot of years on the streets, multiple body styles, so you can get the type that best fits your needs. Plus, small engine design makes it easy to get anywhere under the hood for quick repairs. You also aren't going to spend a lot of time and money on parts. It helps keep the cost down that way as well. Kias are very reliable nowadays, and at the top of the list, most reliable cars. So they're up there with all the good ones. So chances are that you don't have many repairs if you own one of these.
Hey, what is that? That's a Rio.
It's a Rio.
Uh-huh.
It's a real car.
It's a real Rio.
It's a real Rio. And then, the next one on the list is a Camry. It's much like the Corolla, but the Camry is just a little bit bigger. You need more room in that vehicle. This vehicle also has spanned many decades on the road with parts plentiful. The Camry has been built with multiple engine options. While the four-cylinder engines are the easiest to work on, the V6 shouldn't cause you any more problems than what you might think. So with the proper maintenance, you can expect the Camrys to last just as long as the other Toyota cars, making it a good investment if you're looking for something long-term. So if you know how to turn a wrench, there you go. Very easy stuff.
They don't make too many V6s and put them in vehicles anymore. Usually it's a four-cylinder. But I've known people that have had that six. I actually had a V6 in the Lexus RX 300 that I bought back in the day.
Yeah, Kathy's got a V6 turbo in hers.
That thing was the smoothest thing ever.
Yep. And one that I didn't really think of on this list would be a Chevrolet Silverado. If you want to work on a truck, there's nothing quite as easy as the Chevrolet Silverado, so they say. There may not be as many on the road as the F-150, but the spacious area under the hood makes maintenance a breeze. You can get underneath the truck and the engine compartment just as easily. You can crawl all around in there underneath. If you're looking for the best models for beginners, we recommend anything from the 2003 to 2007 years. Plus, you can find plenty of OEM and aftermarket parts, making it easy to customize, Nerf bars, bed liners, and things like that. So some Chevy cars have been worked on easily, along with a few of the SUVs that they produce. So if you're just dedicated to the Chevy brand, then you're bound to find something easy to fix in one of those lines, specifically the Silverado. The next one, a Honda Accord, is another top choice, sitting a little bigger than the compacts, the Civics, and all the Camrys that we talked about before. Simplicity is everything in this Japanese car, and it's about where the plenty of different models to choose from spanning several decades. So if you're into the Hondas, there you go. While you may need to keep up on maintenance, the Accord is reliable as they come. With proper care, you can get this car to go about 300,000 miles, which is awesome, without any major problems. You can have some minor stuff, the maintenance and repairs. Even when repairs are needed, you can find a plethora of OEM and aftermarket parts.
Like that word.
Mike, that means a lot. Last one on the list, and you could pick any of these out and go with them from there, but it's the Mazda MX-5. The Mazda MX-5 Miata is a sports car, making it stand out among the list. Even though it's designed to bring a lot of fun on the road, it's simpler than you would think to work on. The engine is easy to access, and all of the spark plugs are on top. Parts in the car are also easy to swap. Plus, there's a nice supply of aftermarket of things available if you want to decide to customize your ride. Considering how cheaply you can buy a used Mazda Miata, it makes sense that this project would be a good.
And if you want to go weekend road racing, they've got a whole racing program for the amateur like you and me to get out there and go for it. Spec racing, it's called. And I'll tell you what, I visited a couple of events where all of the MX-5 Miata guys are out there racing their cars, and what a great group of guys. Kind of reminded me of the Corvette Club back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you remember when we went to Coda with Mazda, There were
Yes.
some of them that actually drove their car to the track,
Yeah.
changed the tires, went racing, changed the tires back, and drove home.
Yep. I do.
I mean,
remember
just
that.
amazing.
Well, back in the day, a lot of people did that before the trailers. So there you go.
All right. All right. In-wheel time is now bringing you a car review, one that we've put off way too long. Mars has been chomping at the bit for this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Mars and a review of the new Chrysler Pacifica. You go, Mikey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yay! So I have to say up front that my week with this vehicle reminded me of why I like those minivans. They don't fit my lifestyle right now, but I do love them. Now, this vehicle was introduced in 2017, and it is the 2025 Chrysler Pacifica. And its final assembly point is in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. A lot of parts come from a lot of places, but that's where they put it together. Now, it's available actually in 7 trim levels, with 4 of them involved as part of the hybrids. There's the Selected, the Limited, and the Pinnacle. Now, we happen to be driving the Limited all-wheel drive this week. It is a minivan, and it has passenger seating for 7. Now, up front, you're going to find the LED functional lights all the way around, projector headlamps, got rain-sensing wipers, hands-free sliding doors, and it had the S appearance package. Now, this came with a brilliant white with black trim, and I love that combination whenever they do it right. Had the black side mirrors, roof rails, black wheels on it. It had the hands-free sliding doors I mentioned, and then it had the panoramic sunroof. Now, this is the 2-pane sunroof. Gets hot down here in Texas, but it's nice on a nice moonlit night. Had the hands-free power liftgate in the back of it, and it was rolling on some nice 20 by 7.5-inch aluminum wheels that were painted black to go along with the package. And it has a very nice overall sophisticated look, I think, in that black and white combination. Now, inside, this thing is really where it stands out because this is a passenger-related vehicle. It's a people hauler. It's got heated front seats. The second row seats are heated. The front seats are also vented. So the second and the third row seats are part of the stow and go seating system that comes with Chrysler puts in these vehicles so that the seats actually stow down into the floor. And the back seats actually got some push buttons. The front seats, you got to kind of manually maneuver them, but they all fit down in there nice and flat, so you have a flat floor. Now up front, you got a 10.1-inch touchscreen. That's where you got your Apple CarPlay, your Android, your 360 degrees around video camera so that you can see everything around you. This vehicle had the seat back video monitors on it for the second row people. And it's great for the family because they can get in there and the itty bitties can play and watch things while you're going down the road and not be hollering and screaming so much. And it also had the family cam. That way you could look up into your rear view mirror and it kind of focuses on the back of the vehicle so you can see what's going on back there. It also had 19 Harman Kardon speakers with a subwoofer and a 760 watt amp scattered around. And there's just a ton of stuff on the inside of this vehicle as far as value content goes for a family. Up front, it has a 3.6 liter V6. Now, this is the rock solid engine that Chrysler uses in all sorts of vehicles. 287 horsepower, 262 pound-feet. Now, this vehicle weighs in at over 4,000 pounds, and it is all-wheel drive. So it has a 9-speed automatic to back up that engine. Tow rating is 3,600 pounds. Now, the EPA says that you should be able to get around 17 miles in the city. You should look for 25 out on the highway, and combined, it's 20. Now, I drove this vehicle 172.1, so obviously it was a lot of in-town, didn't get out on the highway much. But I got 16.7 miles per gallon, and I was quite happy with that, knowing what it would do and how it would do and how I was driving it. Because it has more than adequate power. It'll get you around through traffic around town. It's easy to maneuver and drive in between parking lots and town traffic, and it's quiet. And it's got enough audio in it that you can really hear the quality of the audio because of the quiet. And it's got a lot of glass all around it, so you can see around what's going on all around you while you're driving it. And then as far as pricing goes, you can actually get into this vehicle down at the base trim level, the stripper level, $42,450, which I think is very reasonable for the base level of this vehicle. Now, the base trim price that we were driving is $49,570. As we tested it with MSRP and some options in it, we had the $59,165. It's still under $60,000 for a nice vehicle that's going to comfortably haul a family of 7. Got room for some cargo and a lot of things that you can do with this vehicle. Comparables would be a Toyota Sienna. Now, this is a hybrid-only vehicle. It starts at $39,485. The Kia Carnival starts at $38,235, and the Honda Odyssey, which is the higher priced one, is at $43,754. Again, base model comparison across the three of them. So if you're looking for something for the family, for a people hauler, I mean, we've seen these things used at concerts, picking up people for taxi cabs. These are nice people hauler vehicles, and I really enjoyed driving it this week.
I always have loved those things anyway. All right, In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We'll continue with a special guest, NHRA Top Fuel Champion. That would be Antron Brown. Coming up right after this quick break.
Who doesn't like a social event? How about one that centers around your love for all things automotive? Another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is back. Saturday, December 6th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It's a morning packed with incredible cars, some of the finest rides in town, from classics to modern exotics. Here's your chance to talk to fellow car lovers. Grab a coffee and check out how Gulf Coast Auto Shield keeps these rides looking perfect. Meet the team. Take a look around the shop to see firsthand how Gulf Coast Auto Shield gets the most of the look you're trying to create. In Wheel Time will be there with their live car talk show. You might just be one of the guests. Don't miss this free, fun, and fast-paced car gathering of fellow car lovers and their rides. Saturday, December 6th at Gulf Coast Auto Shield, 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway. Bring your car, bring your friends, and bring your love for all things automotive. We'll see you then. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, Facebook, and podcasts available from your favorite go-to source, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including driving destinations, Jeff's car culture, latest car news, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's all on InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.